It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, and 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
With 2 races remaining in the season before we crown a champion, we arrive back out west once again here at the Willow Springs International Raceway for this race number 31 of 32 in Season 3 of the NOFSRL Cabela's Cup Series. We arrive here at this 2.5 mile road course for this, the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix. 42 drivers going to take on this very treacherous road course, and with the blistering temperatures today as opposed to what it was in the spring, we have a thrilling race in store. Let's take a look at your point standings coming in, because folks, we may have the championship locked up today if a certain few things happen. Let's take a look at it. Trey Smith comes into this race 45 points ahead of Brad Stover, 47 ahead of Sebastian Kukulon, and literally those 3 are the only ones within a race worth of points of each other. If Trey Smith finishes 1 spot ahead of Kukulon and 3 spots ahead of Stover and finishes ahead of everybody else in the points that is anywhere close to him, he's going to walk out of here having locked up the championship before we even get to Homestead next week. But if something happens to Smith and he falls all the way to the back of the field, something like that, the lottery is wide open. But he's also 52 points ahead of Sam Odoskin, 60 ahead of Darian Arnsdorf, 66 ahead of Alexander Rowe, 68 ahead of Nathan Stapleton, 70 ahead of Ben Crouch, 89 ahead of Christopher Reynolds, and 97 ahead of Beverly Creed. Beverly Creed's not even actually in range to be championship contention. Only the top 9 are within 2 races worth of points of each other. This is going to be interesting to see how this race unfolds, because we're either going to have the championship locked up, or something's going to happen and the points are going to tighten up dramatically heading into Homestead next weekend. But that remains to be seen here at the end of 25 laps. Let's go trackside. We'll get you your starting lineup so we can get this show on the road in the fastest road in the West. And the engines will come to life here at Willow Springs. 42 going to roll off from the pit road. It is Titan Nicholas in the 17 on the pole position. He earned that pole position in qualifying yesterday. He's going to be starting alongside the 81 of Fitzwater Australia Racing's Roy Riddleton. In row number 2, we find the 98 of Stephen Cologne for NS Racing. He is going to be starting alongside the 13 of RJ Rosero. In row number 3, we find 5th place points man and 5th place starter today, Darian Arnsdorf. He is starting this one alongside the 90 of Trey Wright. In row number 4, we find Andrew Williams in the 27, starting alongside the 41 of John Andrews. In row 5, rounding out the top 10, we find the 74 of Ben Crouch, starting alongside the 0 of Will Parrish. That is going to round out the top 10 here at Willow Springs. 25 laps around this 2.5 mile road course. And again, Trey Smith coming in with a 45 point lead. There he is, way back here, starting 23rd. Here's Brad Stover starting 19th. Sebastian Kukulon right there starting 12th. Those are the only ones within a race worth of points of each other. And remember, if Trey Smith finishes a position ahead of Kukulon and 2 positions ahead of Stover, and say everyone in the near vicinity of him finishes behind him, guaranteed Trey Smith is walking out of here with the championship. But we'll have to see how this race goes here at Willow Springs. Pace car is in. We're about to get the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix underway. 25 laps here in the fastest road in the West. Green flag is out here at Willow Springs. Already a few spinners in the back. It's Josiah Robinson, the 52, the 42, Christopher Reynolds, 9th in points coming in, and the 78 of Ben Grorich. Christopher Reynolds, the last one who's within 2 race worth of points of Trey Smith's points lead, and he is going to be deep in the field already as everybody else heads up by the Budweiser balcony, down the hill into turn number 5 and over into turn number 6 at Monroe's Ridge. Nicholas stretching away. It is Cologne in second, Ribbleton third. Rosero is fourth right now, side by side for fifth between Arnsdorf and Wright. As they'll head through the sweeper and into the harder braking zone of turn number 9. And at the line this time through, looks like it's going to be Titan Nicholas indeed, leading the field around to complete lap number 1. Everybody's scrambling to get out of turn 9. Beverly Creed just misses the end of the pit wall there, coming out of 9. Holy smokes, what a save by that Hamill Racing Enterprises driver. Not in championship contention anymore, but my gracious, was that a good save. Kukulon slipping backwards in the field there in the 82, coming out of turn number 2, the Rabbit's Ear, headed for 3. As race leader, Titan Nicholas being stalked by Stephen Cologne in the 98, who's closing in a little bit as they go by Budweiser balcony. He's going to go down the hill into turn number 5 and then into 6 at Monroe Ridge. Up through the hill at 6 they go. And then through the Wings leg at 7 and now 8. The wide sweeper. Nicholas is going to have, looks like it's going to be about a half-second lead over the 98 unless he really screws up turn 9 here. Doesn't look like he did. Rosero and Wright side by side back there for the 4th position. It's Trey Wright in the 90 ahead of the 13. Trey Smith, his teammate, in the 77, all the way back in the 26th position. He's next to Ben Young and Sophia Fragniti. He'll get a 2-for-1 special through Castrol Corner, unless Ben Young gets to the inside here through turn 2 and the Rabbit's Ear. Looks like he will. So the 2 will get back by, and he'll even be side by side with his teammate. But headed up the hill into 3 and by the Budweiser balcony. Sebastian Kugelon still very many positions ahead of Trey Smith on the racetrack. He was 11th the last time through, ahead of car 95, Kanan Biller. And Trey Smith, again, back in the 26th position. That's a big amount of points that Kugelon would be gaining on that 77. Stover's in 17th right now, so yes, the championship is still, well, not really wide open, but it's still open. We'll see how the rest of this race goes because it's far from over. We're only coming to lap 4 this time. We have 22 laps remaining here at Willow Springs. Titan Nicholas still continues to lead the way ahead of Stephen Cologne. Trey Wright in the 3rd position in car number 90. It is Rosero 4th, Ribbleton 5th, at least at the line. Now Rosero will stretch ahead of the 81 of Ribbleton, who's now got a challenge coming from Will Parrish in the 0. Parrish not there enough to finish the job, I don't think. Well, they're going to stay even, headed up into 4 by the Budweiser balcony. And he will stretch ahead of the 81 down into 5 and up the hill to 6 at Monroe Ridge. Cologne is definitely there. Well, was until they came out of Monroe Ridge. Now into Wings leg in the sweeper. Nicholas stretching ahead once again ahead of the 98 of Stephen Cologne. Into turn 9 they go. A lower line for Cologne this time. Nicholas does not look like he got off of turn 9 good at all. That 98's going to be there, headed into Castrol Corner. Not close enough to make a move, but close. Into turn 1 they go at Castro Corner. Now into 2. He's closing in a little bit more. Don't think that 17 got off of turn 2 well. We'll see about turn 3 though. Aside from the incident on the first lap over in the Rabbit's Ear, it has been a fairly clean race so far. With, also Beverly Creed almost pounding the end of the pit attenuator at the end of lap number 1. But aside from that, it has been a clean race, but it has been an interesting one. That much is certain. Side by side for the 4th position, it's Will Parrish and RJ Rosero. Into turn number 8 they go, the sweeper, and Parrish will sweep ahead of Rosero there. Into the 4th position he goes. Arnsdorf is into the 8th position ahead of Nathan Smith. John Andrews making it awful close there with the 84 car. And Trey Smith is on the attack now. He is up to the 23rd position. Sebastian Kukulon is on track in the 11th position. Arnsdorf is 8th. There's Kukulon, there's Arnsdorf. With 20 laps remaining, the championship is still open. Again, not wide open, but open. Nicholas going to go off a little wide, coming out of 4, down into 5. That'll allow Cologne to close in a little bit. Does not look anywhere near as close as he has been coming out of Monroe Ridge. The difference was 0.67 seconds the last time through. Now through the sweeper they go, out of Wing's leg. Now down into 9. Out of turn 9 they go. See what it looks like this time. Arnsdorf and Ribbleton side by side. Back there for position. I believe that is for 6th. The difference at the line, 0.51 between Nicholas and Cologne at the stripe. Arnsdorf is in 7th at the moment. Stover getting ahead of Keegan Thompson there on the racetrack. Stover trying to do everything he can to stay ahead of Trey Smith, who is now being hunted down by a hungry Ben Young there in the 2 car. It's Stover, Kukulon, Oskin, and Arnsdorf are hoping somebody takes that 77, puts him into the wall, but Trey Smith doing a great job of avoiding any real contact with anybody right now. Is keeping his car very clean. Oskin in the 83, coming into this race 4th in the point standings, and he is currently on track in the 34th position. So if things stay the way they are right now, Sam Oskin will not be a contender for this championship. Right now in the championship hunt would be Trey Smith, obviously, Kukulon, Stover, and I'm fairly certain that would be it. But of course, Trey Smith would still vastly be the championship favorite going into Homestead next weekend in the Best Buy 500. But 67 laps there as opposed to 54 in February. We'll just see how that goes. Slightly longer race means slightly more things could happen. We'll just have to see how it goes. But still only on lap number 8 here at Willow Springs. Cologne closed in an awful lot there down into turn 5, up the hill into Monroe Ridge. Little sideways there coming out of 6. Through Wing's leg and into the sweeper. Titan Nicholas has led all the laps so far here in the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix. Trey Wright has been there in the 3rd position, stalking Cologne who's simultaneously been trying to stalk Nicholas as well as hold off Wright. "17 laps to go here at Willow Springs. 0.29 the difference. By the way, fastest car on the track. No surprise, it's the 17 of Titan Nicholas. At least he's run the fastest lap of the race, a 77.742. But Cologne is closing in big time behind him. Could have a shot going up in the hill into the up by the Budweiser balcony in turn 4. He could have a shot here. He's awful close. Nicholas gets a good entry and exit there, though. But how about turn 5? Still not able to make a move. So it'll stay the same. There's Stover in the 48. And there is Smith getting by the 1 of Vargas. Looks like he may have slipped back a little bit, or Sofia Fragniti slipped back a little bit. Owen Miles was 23rd. Ben Young was 24th the last time through. So they've gotten around Trey Smith. And through the sweeper, everybody goes. We'll see what the positions are this time as Cologne right on the backside of Nicholas for the race lead. Headed off into Castro corner. He's going to nerve him up out of the way. And Cologne not quite able to clear the 17. So Nicholas will hold on to it for now, and maybe even Trey Wright might get by the 98. He's going to be there. Not quite. Oh, he's going to move the 98 up. Here comes Wright. This could be good. Headed up into Budweiser balcony. Oh, man. Cologne tried to push him a little wide there. He's playing a defensive game here. But now that brings Will Parrish into the lead equation. He's going to get side by side with the 90. Headed up to Monroe Ridge at turn 6. They'll stay 1, 2, 3, 4, the very order they were in at the start of the lap. But that was quite the action there that took place. Kugelon still 11th. Arnsdorf in the 14 is in the 7th position. Stover 17th. Trey Smith 24th, according to the scoring from the last time through. Now we'll put Trey Smith in the 23rd position. He got back around Ben Young in the 2. He's having a very, very difficult time right now in traffic. Everybody's kind of spread out up towards the front, but they're still all over each other in the middle of the field. Trey Smith going after the 25 of Owen Miles there for 22nd. So Smith is right back in the very position where he started the race in 23rd. Sebastian Kukulon has gone up 1 position from where he started to 11th. Cologne a little bit of a wiggle once again out of turn 6. Through 7 and 8 they go. Coming around for 14 laps to go this time in the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix. Expect pit cycles here in the next handful of laps. Around lap 13 or 14, right at halfway here. Oh, it looks fast, but they're still running 77-second laps around this place. Even as fast as it looks. And it is that fast. They're going out down into Castrol Corner about 170 miles per hour as Trey Wright will finally get around Stephen Cologne there for second. Cologne trying to come back at that 90 though. Up the hill by the Budweiser balcony through 4. And down the hill towards turn 5 and then Monroe Ridge at turn 6. Cologne out a little further wide. Parrish might close up to him on corner exit. But Trey right now trying to chase down the 17 of Titan Nicholas. We'll get 13 laps to go this time by as we come to start lap 13. Titan Nicholas and Trey Wright are going to come down onto the pit road, as will Stephen Cologne. Will Parrish will stay out, though. Arnsdorf will stay out. Revelton and Thompson come down. Kukulon stays out. Stover stays out. Trey Smith stays out. Alright, so the pit cycle is happening early here at Willow Springs. Lap 13. Right at halfway done with this thing. And Will Parrish leads the way by 2.5 seconds now over Darian Arnsdorf. And real quick, we are going to hop behind the wheel of Brad Stover's number 48. Folks, crank it up. Down the pit road they will come, as that was a really close call with Daisy Johnson and Mitchell Collins coming up out of turn 4 there. This looks like Dan Park is going to go to the lead of this thing. Sam Oskin will go to second. Both of them going to try to take the overcut. Ben Crouch down to his stall, and of course everybody else that already came down the pit road will come around. There's Trey Wright. There's Titan Nicholas. Trey Wright ahead of Nicholas. So we'll see how the 22 and 83's pit stops go. We'll see if Trey Wright doesn't end up leading this thing. He's got a big, healthy gap over the 17, if indeed he comes out leading this thing. Keegan Thompson and his owner, Darian Arnsdorf, having a hectic battle right now. I've never seen the outside line work through the rabbit's ear, but it just did for Keegan Thompson. Holy smokes. But again, watching for Dan Park and Sam Oskin when they come down the pit road. And then all eyes will be on this battle right here, which looks like it's going to be for the race lead. Trey Wright ahead of Titan Nicholas. Titan Nicholas led virtually all the race to this point. And now they come down the pit road, and they will not beat out Trey Wright. So Wright will come around and assume the lead here of the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix with 11 laps to go. Just under a half-second lead over Titan Nicholas in the 17. Sebastian Kukulon in the 82 car, back in 11th. Nothing changed there. What in the world happened to Brad? Well, Stover had that run-in with Johnson, and he is on track right now in the 31st position. And what in the world happened to Trey Smith? 24th, okay. See if we can find him. There he is, behind Owen Miles. Go figure, he's behind Owen Miles. Down through 5 and 6, the lead cars go. Nicholas is stalking Trey Wright for the race lead, coming about for 10 laps to go this time. Will Parrish and Nathan Smith going at it back there for the 5th position. Nathan Smith trying to take it away from Parrish, almost runs up into the 0. But he will take the spot away from the Sprite Chevrolet. Down the front straightaway they come, headed for Castrol once again. Trey Wright, 0.38 ahead of Titan Nicholas. Parrish and Smith going at it once again. Headed down the straightaway into Castrol corner. Smith will be ahead of the 0. Through the rabbit's ear, Titan Nicholas definitely closing in on the 90 of Trey Wright. Through 3 and up the hill towards the Budweiser balcony. Through the Taco Bell turn 4. Oh, Wright runs it wide. Here comes Nicholas to the 17. He's going to be there, headed off into 5. They're going to be side by side. Not quite. Wright, unless he runs it a little wide here. Nicholas did, though. So through Monroe Ridge, Wright will gain some ground on the 17, who even wiggled coming out of 6. And so there's going to be some ground lost by Titan Nicholas in the 17. Boy, Trey Wright, this could be his first career win. If he can make it home 9 more laps. 9 more times around the Willow Springs International Raceway. 0.48 ahead of Titan Nicholas at the line. John Andrews a little slow coming out of 9. He may have gone out in the dirt a little bit, but Eric Monaco is going to go by him. That is for the 13th position on the racetrack. Sebastian Kukulon going after Darian Arnsdorf there for 10th. That's awful brave to be doing that when you got a championship on the line. Off into the dirt goes the 82. Completely off in the dirt. But they're still side by side with Arnsdorf. Is he going to get ahead of the 14? Not quite. Watson's getting in the middle of this. Oh boy. Out of 4, down the hill into 5. Arnsdorf's going to slip out of it. Watson bumps into the 82. To the outside of 5 they go. Sideways with the 53. Up the hill into Monroe Ridge. They are side by side for 10th. What a move by Benny Watson. Arnsdorf slipping backwards in the 14. That's awful brave to be doing that. He's not going for a championship again. He doesn't care. But Kukulon is going for a championship. Up ahead, by the way, the gap for the lead, 0.74 seconds from Wright to Nicholas. So the 90 is pulling away. We now have 8 laps to go here at Willow Springs Raceway. Quentin Moore all over the backside of Arnsdorf. Everyone's been picking on Arnsdorf these last couple of laps. And now here comes the uncharted 91 to the inside of that 14. They'll be side by side going through the rabbit's ear, and out of it, Quentin Moore with the advantage headed for turn 3. And he'll pull away by about 3 or 4 car lengths ahead of the 14. Let's check in on the lead just a second. Nicholas looks like he's continuing to slip back a little bit. And Wright still has the race lead. We're coming to 7 laps to go this next time by. Watson caps off the top 10 right now. Kukulon 11th. Trey Smith is in the 22nd position. Arnsdorf slow on the track. Wonder if he may have gone close to getting off. He's just getting back up to speed. Brad Crawford went around him. Samuel Osgen down on the pit road. It's a 1 second lead for Trey right now as they've come around. And something happened. Oh, he went off. Back end damage for Samuel Osgen. He's going to be done. So that will be the end of championship hopes for Samuel Osgen. Came in 52 points behind Trey Smith. Looked to point his way back into contention. And, well, that's going to be it for him. On the pit road, he'll lose a lap if he hasn't already. And we'll see, he may even just pull it behind the wall at this point. The championship hopefully lost now for Samet Ozgen. But there's Kukulon, his teammate, in the 82. Trying to close in on the 53 of Watson. Side by side. Out of turn 9. Parrish getting by the 13 of Rosero. That was an amazing piece of overtaking by Parrish. Thompson's going to go after the 13 now. They're in the 46 car. That's for 6th position. And he won't quite clear for it. Rosero's going to be down there going into the rabbit ear. Thompson, we've seen him work the outside through this turn before. He won't do it this time. Rosero will get back ahead. Off into the dirt a little bit, went the 46, but he's still there, headed into turn 3 and up the hill to Budweiser balcony. And up a little further ahead, Nathan Smith all over the 98 of Stephen Colon. Rosero will clear for the position. Looks like yes, he will. So Thompson will stay in the 7th position for the time being. Cologne wiggled a little bit there coming out of Monroe Ridge. And back a little deeper in the field. Going through 4, there was a side-by-side with Dan Park. Don't know where Park ended up. There he is. He was side-by-side with Owen Miles in the 25. That was for the 21st position, and Park took it away from him. Now at 5 laps to go, though, the gap to the lead is shrinking. Down just less than a second now. Trey Wright ahead of Titan Nicholas, then Stephen Colon, Nathan Smith, and Will Parrish. Wonder if we'll see the fuel mileage lottery come out here. Ideally, you'd think, since they pit right at halfway, they should be good to the end. Well, we'll just have to see. As they come down the back straightaway, Trey Wright and Titan Nicholas, definitely that gap is closing. Wright a little higher through the sweeper, but now into 9. Oh, a little higher exit out of 9. Nicholas may be within half a second now. If that means anything as far as the race win is concerned, I don't know. Brad Stover coming off of the pit road. He's within 3/4 of a second of Trey Wright's lead. Titan Nicholas is. Brad Stover's lost a lap. Samet Ozgen has lost 2 laps. He is back out on the racetrack. Don't know what it was that led Brad Stover to have to go down the pit road. But things reasonably calm right now. Eric Monaco, though, is going after Sebastian Kukulon in the 83. Headed into 3. He's looking to wiggle him up a little bit. And again, like Watson, Monaco doesn't care who's going for a championship. He has had an atrocious season. He is looking to find any way to salvage something out of 2021. Andrews almost got turned by Daisy Johnson there in the 41 car. Out of Monroe Ridge they go. They separate again. And into the sweeper they go. Ahead, though, the lead gap looks like it's still tightening. I don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like this time by as Colon and Smith go side by side a little deeper. It grew a little bit, actually. 3/100ths. At 3 laps to go. Don't know if that lead's going to change again. But it's definitely much, much tighter at the end of this race than it was here in the spring. Kanan Biller ran away to about a 4.5 second lead. Speaking of Kanan Biller, there he is in the 95 car, running in 15th right now. A good top 15 run for him. Again, not in contention for the championship, but he's had a good last few weeks to put an end cap on what has been a disappointing season for him. Started off atrocious, even though he won at Willow Springs. He's been on the upturn as the later part of the season has taken place. Won again at Talladega a few weeks ago. And sits in the 16th position in points. Even gained 5 spots in the points after Twin Ring last weekend. Just wasn't enough to vault him up to championship contention. But we're coming around for 2 laps remaining here at Willow Springs. Trey Wright looking for his first career Cabela's Cup Series win. He's got a second lead now over Titan Nicholas. That car not as good as it was at the start of this thing. Surely Trey Wright's a little better. Wright's got that clean air, and that's all he needs. Nathan Smith, though, there in the 3rd position, being stalked by Stephen Colon in the 98. Into 3 they go. Staying singled out. No one's really going after anybody up front. Biller's taking a look at John Andrews, though, headed off into 4. He's not close enough to be side by side with that 41, but boy, he tried to set it up. Down the hill to 5 everybody goes, and still up through 4. We'll catch back up with the leaders here as they're coming around for the white flag. This time it'll be one more time around Willow Springs in the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix for Trey Wright. He's looking for his first career Cabela's Cup Series victory. Could it happen today here in the fastest road in the West? One more time around. The gap, 1.5 seconds now over Titan Nicholas. Unless something dramatic happens here on this last lap, he's gone. But Trey Wright coming into this race 145 points back of his teammate, 26th in the point standings. It has been an abysmal season for him. He hasn't really been a championship contending driver since season 1, where it was a robust 11 drivers capable of winning that championship. Of course, it was a 17 race season. There was that. But he has not won in that time either. But now, he's 3 turns away from doing it. Now he's 2 as he gets through Wing's leg. Now through the sweeping turn 8. 1 turn left to the checkered flag for Trey Wright in the 90. For owner Trey Smith and Arctic Racing, they're going to victory lane for the 3rd time this season, and for the first time in his career, Trey Wright will see the checkered flag first. He wins at the fastest road in the West. A 1.79 second lead over Titan Nicholas. You see the rest of the cars as they come across the line. Kukulon comes across 12th. Brad Stover fell deep in the field. He's going to fall out of championship contention, and the championship will come down to 2 drivers at Homestead, although Trey Smith is going to come out of here with a 30-plus point lead coming out of Willow Springs. So what chance really does anybody else have? We'll just have to see how the Best Buy 500 goes 1 week from now. But congratulations, Trey Wright. You are officially a winner in the NOFSRL Cabela's Cup Series, and it's about daggum time, too. Congratulations. Take a look now at your finishing results here at Willow Springs International Raceway. It's Trey Wright, 1.788 seconds ahead of Titan Nicholas. And 3rd place coming in, Nathan Smith. 4th place, Stephen Colon. 5th place, RJ Rosero. And then Keegan Thompson, Will Parrish, Andrew Williams, Roy Riddleton, and Benny Watson round out the top 10. We'll scroll through the rest of your standings there. Only 2 cars finishing a lap down. Brad Stover, 1 lap down. Sam Oskin, 2 laps down. Oskin looked to point his way into a championship validity. It's not going to happen for him. It'll be between Trey Smith and Osgin's teammate Sebastian Kukulon for the big trophy at Homestead 1 week from now. That's going to wrap it up here at Willow Springs. Congratulations once again to Trey Wright. You are officially a winner, and it's about dang time. We'll take a look now at your driver's point standings, your owner's point standings, and we'll wrap it up here at Willow Springs. Y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.